Are you looking to find balance and grounding in your life and you just don't know how? If so, watch this video as I give you 3 tips to push through that pain and find balance in your life. The dash. The dash in life is what I want to talk to you about today, because in life we want many things, many goals, many dreams, right? But sometimes we just have to pause. And I want to share a quick story with you about never giving up. Sometimes in life, people will say things to you and you're like, maybe I can't do this. Maybe they're right. But I was on my way to the airport to fly back to Texas. And I was cutting it really close when it came time to check in my luggage. And they usually say there's an hour time before the flight leaves that you can check in your bags, right? So I had 2 bags I want to check in. And I go there and I'm punching in the information and it says, see an agent. It's too late to check your bags in at this time. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is not happening to me. So I call an agent over. She's like, oh, you have to go down to the other end for assistance. So I take I take my bags and I'm going because I have less than 30 minutes till I have to get on the plane. So I go to this other area and I see 2 people in front of me and I'm just like, excuse me, what time is your flight? And they said like an hour later. So my flight is in 20 minutes. Could I please get in front of you? So they let me go in front of them. I get there and the woman's just with a little nasty attitude and she's like, what is it that you need? I said, I'm trying to check in my bags. And she said, this isn't check-in. I said, my bags, I need to bring my bags through. They said it's too late. And she's just sitting there and she's like, it's too late. You have to rebook for another flight. And I'm like, are you sure? Can you just put the bags through? And she's still there with this attitude. So I said, okay, thank you for your time. And I go back and I look at my United app and it says the flight was delayed by 15 minutes. So I go back to her and I'm like, is there any way I can check my bags? And it said the flight is delayed. I can still get on there. And she's like, no, it's too late. And I'm like, okay. So I walk away. And as I walk away, there's this feeling in my heart, like, never give up, never give up. And I'm there and I'm looking at the flight there and, it's saying that the flight was delayed. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try it anyway. So I go back to the original spot where you check in your information. And I ask a person there, and I'm like, can you help me? I'm trying to get my bags through, but they say it's too late. And they're like, it's too late. I'm like, well, is there any way you can override it? And the one person tells the other person, like, yeah, we can override it. And they're walking slow. And I'm like, let's go. My flight leaves in 20 minutes. So they go over to the other area, they override it. I'm like, okay, great. So then I take my bags over, I put them on the rail, I have 2 bags, 2 suitcases. And she's like, I'm sorry, miss, your bag is over by 3 pounds. I'm like, ah! So I go in the bag, I take some shirts out, I stick them in my carry-on, boom, get bags, go through. So I go upstairs, I'm in TSA. Now, I don't have TSA pre-check, whatever that stuff is, because normally when I go to the airport like 2 or 3 hours early, because I just like to ease in and feel the moment, all that great stuff. But this particular day, I waited to the last minute. It was literally like 2 hours. I'm like, I want to go, back to Texas. So I was like racing and moving. And so then I see this long line at TSA and I'm like, okay, you're getting on this flight. Never give up, never give up. That's the only thing going on in my head. Even though the flight is leaving in like 20 minutes, there's this long line. So I just simply go, excuse me, can I go through? My flight is in 20 minutes. And I just keep going, excuse me, can I go through? And it's just like, that momentum. I'm going. And then this one lady's like, well, our flight's soon too. I'm like, are you going to Texas? They're like, yes. I said, well, come on with me. Let's go. So we're going, we get to the front of the line and they let the bags go through. And then they go through the machine and it's going slow. And I'm waiting and then I'm there. And it comes down the chute. And normally if there's something in there like water or something over 3.5 ounces, it's gonna shoot the bag to the side and they have to sort through your stuff, right? I'm like, I'm good. It's coming. I'm like, any day now, let's go. And it comes and it goes to the side. I'm like, what the what? Like, I know how to freaking back. So she goes down and there's like 4 bags in front of my bag that she has to search through. And I'm like, excuse me, is there any way you can search my bag first? Because my flight's, no, you can't do that. In life, there's people who are just miserable with life. They're just miserable. And they want you to be just as miserable with life. But no, I'm like, okay, no worries. I just smile, I'm there. So then my bag is next for them to check. And then this U.S. Marshals or whatever lady comes over and she's just like, excuse me, this person has to catch a flight. And I'm like, excuse me, my bag is next. Could I please go next? And she's like, when is your flight? I said, in 10 minutes. She's like, okay, let her go. So they're going through my bag, and my bag has a lot of pockets. So they're looking and looking. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, Tina, what did you pack where it made it to the side? And I'm thinking. So I'm showing her where all the zippers are and all that stuff. And it was my shea butter. My shea butter. So they took my shea butter. That's okay. So I'm going. And then it's literally like 10 minutes before they shut the door. Now, I fly a lot, okay? I can't tell you how many times I've missed flights because I was just cruising. I told you I like to just ease it through the airport, right? And I was just like, nope. Because when they say they're shutting the doors, they shut the doors. So I'm huffing. I'm legit at gate like 72. I have to go to gate 81. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh, okay, I only had one bag. I didn't have two bags, but it still felt like a badillion bags in my hand. So I get there and I'm rushing. And then I see them standing there. And I'm trying to like go through the door. I'm like, ugh. They're like, wait, miss, wait. And I'm like, but it's still there. They're like, it's okay. Family, the flight was delayed by an hour. An hour. It's all about God's plan. It was God's plan that I catch that flight. The point is, you never, ever, ever, I repeat, never give up, especially if it's a goal, if it's a dream, if it's something that you really want, if it's in your heart, if it's in your soul. God is giving you the gift. He's giving you the ability to get it done. He knew that's what I needed. So today, I'm going to give you 3 things to help you stay grounded so you can reach all your goals, all your dreams. We are in the last week, actually the first week of February. The first month is gone of this new year. And this year, I'm focusing on quarters, 12 weeks in a year. If you have not read that book, I want to invite you to read that book, listen to it, not once, not twice, but 3 times. I'm actually on it for the 3rd time now because it's a way of thinking, right? Shifting your mindset, shifting how things are going. So we have 8 more weeks left in this quarter for me in this year. What is it that I want to achieve? So now I'm like, okay, how did January turn out? Because I had my goals for my 12 weeks. Am I on track? Am I beyond? Am I here? Now, if I'm behind, okay, I got to pick it up. So in these next 8 weeks, I plan on focusing on the chakras. And if you're like, what is a chakra? It's all about energy, right? How the energy flows through your body, through your soul. And today we're going to be talking about the root chakra. And each week I'm going to come on here and share with you the chakra, how it's feeling, what's going on. And then I'm going to do another live later on so you can see the movement. So today, the 3 things. The first thing I want to share with you is the power of the pause. As I mentioned, for the month of February, I have decided to pause from social media, all except for YouTube. And why is that? For me, when I get on Instagram, when I get on Facebook, my mind just kind of goes down this rabbit hole and I lose track of time. I'm supposed to start something. So I'm taking that pause so that I can just open up and hear what God has for me. There are so many things that I have the ability to do, but I want to focus on one thing. And that is changing the world. And the only way I can do that is by listening to what God wants me to do. So I'm pausing, I'm diving deep into my faith, into my prayer, into my meditation, my journaling, my God, all that wonderful things, all that wonderful stuff. So the one thing I want to invite you to do to help you get grounded, right? First of all, get on the grass, get outside, go grounded. There's a great movie on Netflix. I think it's called Grounding or something like that. It's amazing. Get in the grass and just get grounded, okay? Get grounded in your faith. What is it that you truly believe in? And do you really believe in that? And then once you decide what you believe in, I want you to think about what is it that you really want? Like for the longest time, many women say, I want to be married, I want this, but do you really want to be in a relationship and give your all? Because recently I realized that I do want to be in a serious relationship. I realized that yes, I do want to get married someday. In the past, if you would have asked me 2 or 3 months ago, I might have said, yeah, but the foundation, the grounding for me was not there. I realize now what is needed for a successful relationship. And first of all, that's having my faith. It's like taught me like that surrender, that, what's the word I'm looking for? Submit. Yes. If you would have asked me that months ago, what are you talking? Submit? Like, no, hello. But ladies, our God, right? I submit to God whatever he wants me to do. When you have your husband, when you have your man, when you have that right fit person, they're going to lead you. Lead, it's okay. I'm fine with lead following. Like, huh? Yes. All right. So that's what you want to think about. So the first tip is pause so you can hear, you can feel, you can embrace all the wonderful things that God has for you. The second thing that you want to do to get grounded in your values and your morals so you can have a wonderful life is look in the mirror, peeps. Look in that mirror. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Do you truly want that business? Do you truly want that relationship? Do you truly want to be the best you that you can be? And if so, don't look right here. Don't feel here. Go behind your eyes, like kind of back in here, and tap into your higher self. Again, going back to that faith, what does God want you to do? Looking in the mirror to see the mistakes that you made, acknowledge them, face them, and then perhaps you have to forgive yourself, forgive that person, tell that person, I apologize for what I did. Because I believe if you're leading in love, if you're leading in light, everything will just come true for you. So look in that mirror and say, you know what? Yes, I was hurt. Yes, I may have been mean to you. I may have been selfish, because I don't know if you realize this, but hurt people hurt people. And if you're angry, if you're sad, if you're just like, guess what? It's going to come off. It's going to come off to the world, to the people around you. You may not intentionally do it, but it comes off. And I was like that. I admit it. I was hurt, and I was just like afraid to open up my heart. I was afraid to give. I was afraid to get the love. So I kind of like slashed out at sometimes, but I realized that's not right. So look in the mirror and say, okay, I did that wrong. Let's correct it. Backtrack. Alrighty, super important when you want to be successful in life that you realize that you are not perfect. Again, I'm just sharing with you what I went through, guys, all right? Nobody's perfect. No one has all the answers. Just have that pray. Okay, number three. And today we're talking about the 3 things that I have done that I'm suggesting to you to help you get grounded so you can have a wonderful life. Because I don't know about you, but I just want joy. I want happiness. I want peace. I want fun. Hey! And the third one is faith. Faith of a mustard seed. Last night when I was looking at my Bible verse, because in the morning I look at the Bible verse and maybe I'll read in the Bible at nighttime. But last night I actually read the verse and they were talking about faith, like how tiny a mustard seed is. Have you ever actually looked at what the size of a mustard seed is? It's really tiny. My girl Renee gave me one because she hears me talk about it a lot. And then what it grows to be, right? If we just have that faith to just dream, to just think bigger and realize God wants you to have a wonderful life. Stop getting stuck in the past. Forget the past. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow's a mystery. You only have today. So I want to invite you to just be super present right now. Like, what do you see? I see my face. I see the picture on the wall. I see the picture over there of my sunny boy. What do you smell? I smell my mother cooking something in the kitchen. What do I feel under my feet? I feel the carpet under my feet. I feel hungry. But you just want to get present in this moment and enjoy this moment, because this is all we have. This is what you have. So to wrap everything up in a nice, beautiful bow of my heart here, I gave you the 3 things that help you get grounded. The first one is pause. Take that pause with life. Maybe you go for a nature bath. Maybe you go walking by the water. Maybe you take a hot bubble bath. Maybe you have a cup of tea. Maybe you journal. Do something every single day, your morning rituals. And if you need some more information for this, contact me, DM me and say, Tina, I want your free ebook, because I wrote an ebook on how to live a wonderful life, because God has gifted me with so many traumatides. And a traumedy is when the energies of a trauma and a tragedy collide. When these 2 energies come together, ooh, baby, life changes, and usually not for the better. But God has gifted me with so many, and He's taught me how to push through that pain, how to see the light at the end of the tunnel, so that I could teach other women and other men how to do that. So make sure that you tap into that higher self. So the first thing is to pause. And the free ebook, just DM me, ebook, Wonderful Life, Tina, and I'll give you that ebook. Or you can dive in even deeper and purchase my book, No More Traumedies. In this book, it teaches you how to thrive in life instead of survive. Because God doesn't want you to just survive. How are you feeling? I'm fine. Nobody wants to be fine. That sucks. We want you to thrive. I want you to thrive. You know, my thing is to change the world one person at a time. And if this message lightens up someone's day, I have done my job. Woo woo. So the ripple effect. So the first thing I want you to do is just pause. I know it can be scary. Let me tell you. You were talking to the girl who never, ever, ever in her whole life ever wanted to be alone. I remember in high school, you go to lunch and I'd look around. If I couldn't find anyone to eat with, I just wouldn't eat. I just did not like being alone. We have a lot of people in our family, so I was always surrounded by family. And it wasn't until COVID when I moved and I got my first apartment all by myself. It was like, whoa. At first, I was scared. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And then I loved it. I loved the space. So take that time to just pause, breathe, find out who you are and what you truly like. I find in life, sometimes people will, whoever they're around, they're just gonna say, oh, I like this. Well, I like that type of music. Well, I like that sort of thing. But we're not all the same. We're not all gonna like the same things. I remember I was having a conversation with someone and everything we said, we loved. Like, this was great, that was great, that was great. And then we were talking about comedians, and I love comedy, let me tell you. And I was watching a Dave Chappelle show, and they were like, they don't like Dave Chappelle. And I was like, looking at the phone like, I don't know if we can be friends, because if you don't like Dave Chappelle, then I, and then I like paused. I was like, okay, Tina, it's okay if they don't like Dave Chappelle. There's many other things that you have in common. You're not going to have the same things in common, but you have to figure out who you are first before you commit to another human being, so that when you walk into those relationships, you walk in with confidence. Yes, I like Dave Chappelle. I love Dave Chappelle. You may not, and that's okay. It's okay that I don't like eating pork or ham. You may want to, that's okay. Okay, let's continue. So number one, I said to pause so you can figure out who you are and what you like and what you embrace. Because when you know exactly who you are, baby, let me tell you, it is super sexy. You walk in with confidence. You're like, yes, this is what I like. Boundaries. Boundaries are so important. Let me tell you, my daughter had to be the first person to teach me about boundaries. And that's because she did it with herself. She said, Mom, this is how it is. That's it. Like, I'm not going to, whatever the situation was. And I was like, hold on, wait a minute. Like, I was a little insulted. Like, how can she say she doesn't want to talk to me about this? But that was her boundary. And what I think happens is some people don't know their boundaries. They just let people wish-wash all over the place. And there is an amazing book. I can't think of the name of it right now, but it talks about boundaries, how you have porous boundaries and you have rigid boundaries, and you have to balance it out, right? That's what this is all about. Never giving up, having balance. So one is pause. I'm on another tangent. The second one is looking in that mirror, baby. Look in that mirror, who you are, what you are. Get your I am statements in there. I am amazing. I am great. I have an abundance of money. I have amazing groups of people around me. You have to really look in that mirror and see who you are so you can appreciate it. And the people around you can appreciate it as well. The third tip that I talked about was faith, right? Maybe you're on that roller coaster ride, like, I don't know, me and God's got this feel. I don't want to freaking hear it, okay? Because that wonderful man up there has thrown me so much stuff. I'm just like, sometimes I'm like, am I here for your joke, God? Am I here for your humor? Like, this is what I think sometimes. Like, he'll just throw more stuff at me. And I just had to realize, it's not God, Tina. God wants the best for us. He loves us. So when you're having that wrestling match with your belief, with your faith, with your spirituality, drop down on your freaking knees, all right? And just say, forgive me, God. I know I am not perfect. Again, this is just something I'm saying. I'm not that big religious, spiritual person, but I do know I'm not that person who I was 7.5 years ago. And this month of February, I decided I'm just going to pour into Tina, because in 20 some odd days, it's going to be 8 years. 8 years. Can I show you this picture over here, family? 8 years that beautiful face right there will be gone. Whew. I didn't plan on getting emotional with you, but I miss him so much. Let me tell you, I think he would have been 28 or 29. I'm really not sure. My daughter would know, but look at that face. He's just so beautiful. With that being said, I hope this message has touched your heart, your soul. It's empowered you in some way. We're going to be having a group coaching program starting in March after my month sabbatical here. And I want to invite you to come through, join our tribe. We have our morning classes. I've got my book here, Love, Light, Peace, and a bottle of hair grease. Bye.